won't listen to me anyway. Like, even if I told her off or don't, it's just she won't listen to me. I've had to like fix and wait because this was an issue a couple of nights, a couple of weeks ago as well. So it was just lucky it wasn't happening during a time when it was streaming or during a cutscene where everybody was thinking. So far the stream is still live. The stream is not dead. We have not forgotten. We've not left anything. I've not done anything extra. It was literally we got back to this map. It seemed more like by providence, I guess. Someone decided that this is the place to be. Like someone decided the map was the correct place to be at, and then we just need to get back in. So we are now heading back to the hideaway after we've seen a very steamy and raunchy scene with Jill and Clive. Jill's gotten very, very happy with Clive. Very happy with Clive. So Jill finally got his booty call, her booty call that she always wished for. Finally, after potentially 18 years. Jill is a very patient woman. Very patient woman.
Mid says Odin split the sea in two. She's always been partial to a tall tale. But there's tall, and then there's tall.
I struggle to believe it myself.
I see your uncle isn't with you.
He stayed with the Enterprise. After our brush with the Einherja, she was in urgent need of repair. And my uncle knows a shipwright in Randalar. We're to join him there when we're ready to sail for Ash.
You sure that's wise? Last I heard, the place was still overrun with Akashic.
Show me a city where that isn't true. Ultima's plague is spreading.
We're running out of time, aren't we? We've done our best to shore up the hideaway. I doubt a few planks will stop what's coming. Still, we'll keep at it. Every little helps, I suppose.
Oh my god, he's a Tesco fan.
So,
Power of Ice. Clive has claimed the portion of Icon Shiva's essence. Shiva not only changes the elemental aspect of Clive's magic spells, but also allows access to the iconically Ice Age! Finally! Knockback fully forces back enemies' resistances. Cold Snap can be used to swiftly move left and right or back to dodge. That's a cool one.
I should visit Joshua.
Guess what I'm going to do? And finally, I think I might be getting rid of Garuda. Because I always like bringing them to me. But honestly speaking, I think everything I want to do with thing can be accomplished here. But I like having lasers. That's kind of the main thing. Okay, let's switch this out. Oh, I'm almost there. Diamond Dust is unbreakable. Okay, so this is a bit of a difficult one. Oh, this is nice. This is really good.
Assuming Talia will allow it.
Okay, so here's what I think. Your brother isn't a fan of carrots, Kupo. If every carrot of Rosaria is anything like the one that just got posted on the board, I can see why. We need a hill to die on. We don't know where this one is. Tells of a dread dragon who sets Sembraquois legend of tells of dread dragon who set near half the realm alight with his torrid breath before being sealed away behind a magical mist by Gregor herself. Some sources claim, though, it has been long been forgotten which parts of the tale are true and which parts are myth. Recent reports of a great dragon roaring reverberating around the woodland passes of the Empire are real enough. Someone tell me where this thing is, so I can go fight it and defeat it. What was I gonna do? So here's my. Probably gonna unlock this. I think this is a good ability to have. So what I'm gonna do is we are gonna change the. The thing is, I like having too much stuff that's just like attacking one thing. So I might just stick with it. So, rhyme. And that's Ice Age. Okay. So far I am basically just a DPS. Like, hey, I like to put out damage constantly at a consistent basis. Let's see how this works out for us. Okay, so we've got some things to do before seeing Joshua. So before we see Joshua, we'll go speak to the blacksmith.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot. Come back.
I heard Yote. Where's Yo?
I suppose you've got quite the tale to tell. I'll let you get some nice warm stew in you first, before I go bothering you.
Best girl. I can imagine Yo turning around and saying, "Do you know what? We don't want to talk to you." Like, I'm betraying you because you tried to go with mid. Joshua being the absolute stallion, apparently.
Yet in the dark, a flame is sparked that warms us in its glow. Oh, don't tell me we've run out of happy nuts and all.
Gentlemen, I see you both made it home in one piece.
Yeah, well, we didn't want to outstay our welcome. The whole village turned out for a go on the bellows after you left. Everyone except Zoltan has. Didn't see hide nor hair of him.
Oh, but that reminds me. I have something for you.
Pick Cinder. How'd you come by this? And you're sure he wanted me to have it?
I'm sure. He didn't say so, but I think he wants to forgive you.
Imagine that. Yeah. You know I could never leave this place, don't you? Every time you put on mail, you and the Cursebreakers are trusting me with your lives. There's no greater honor for a smith than that. I'm not about to go crawling back to Zoltan for forgiveness, but I will make good use of his cinder.
Aww.
And if that helps save even a single life, then he'll have my gratitude. What was it you said he called me? Huh? A genius? And he spent sleepless night trying to copy me, did he? Sounds like I better get to work. I've got a reputation to uphold.
It's good to see you back on form, Blackthorn.
I don't know how you pair put up with me sometimes, but I'm grateful all the same. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, about to put Zoltan back in his place.
Ain't got the art to tell him how similar they are. Stubborn bastards.
A little healthy competition should be good for him.
You're not wrong. Still, it's a shame him and Zoltan couldn't let bygones be bygones. No use grumbling about it now, though. Blackthorn's happy. Or as near to happy as he gets. And that's good enough for me.
Aww. Cute. Ouroboros design draft. A diagram detailing the steps to craft a belt to end all belts. Should remember that the hideaway theme is a thing. Okay, right. Tears of the Marble. Tears of Mercy is actually
The
locked.
stew's awfully thin these days.
Well, what do you expect? Farmers are abandoning them. How do you split the sea? How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
Yeah.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas.
But what about two men working together?
I'm sorry, brother. That was ill-spoken. It's just, I have never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps the prince feels the same.
Where is the prince?
What is this place?
Yeah. Don't you recognize your home?
Don't move.
Freeze! Aw, that's really nice of her, actually.
Here, it's fresh from the well.
It turns out it was laced with poison. Oh wait, no, he's still living.
Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
The fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there.
Wow, this girl has more maturity than most people.
You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Oh, that's cute. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually pretty adorable. Is that a helicopter?
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings.
I wonder if the Phoenix will get like a power up.
Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you.
Please, Taya,
You
please.
will take your medicine.
Of course, Lady Taya.
Set on leaving already, are you?
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the Enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile, and that we'll be attacked on sight.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea who might know of one.
The Professor! I'll go and tell you come in.
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brains about Ultima.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey. They may not be easy to come by in Ash.
Yay, everyone's coming together. It's like Sonic Heroes. Except for Final Fantasy.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
I do.
But I can't stop him.
You've seen more of the world these past 5 years than most do in a lifetime. It's a shame you never had a moment to enjoy it.
Damn it. Gotta speak to Vivian Ninetails. Whew! Please. Tell me about politics.
I still say it were a compliment. Ah,
Clive, I was wondering when you'd arrive. Please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hands.
I'm not here for Mid. I need information on Ash.
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens? Go on.
Wow, the
As soon as the
sarcasm.
Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's Spine. And we're going to need a safe place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long? Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated. We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If there is anywhere safe to land, you won't find it on my map.
And tell us what we will find. I'm sure you know better than we do.
But no splinters.
All right. If it will get you out of my hair.
Wow.
But
Can't
what you
believe
wrote to me,
Vivian
and it's
gets
proven.
annoyed.
Understood.
But that's what I always do.
Barnabas Tham, the one they call the last king. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed. Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldamark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea, tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time. Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt canvas streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible, and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash. Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what
I'm going to eat some
forts
sweets while we're watching
remain
some lore,
will be
just making sure.
fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment, and dash it against the rocks the next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped. And Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore. You see, Clive, you had the answer all along.
Do you think you can get us back to that beach, Mid?
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were easy. The currents were a right bastard. But then, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it?
Well said. Thank you, Lady Vivian.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks, I wonder what genuine intelligence might earn me.
Wow.
Probably more visits. Mid, I need everyone in the ale hall now. I'll fetch Joshua from the shelves.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Yeah, Captain. Oh.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
Clive, you must listen to this. Lawsman, tell him.
Do you recall when we spoke before on the divinity of Ultima? Well, it inspired me to delve deeper into the subject.
Okay, I'm really addicted to these nerds, so I'm going to keep eating these nerds. Hopefully the chewing isn't too loud.
You will recall that my quest to uncover Ultima's origins began with the mural at Phoenix Gate. But while I've always known it to be important, its secrets have heretofore eluded me. Now, however, I believe I know where to find the more complete example, one that will reveal all we seek.
Master Clive, have you ever in your travels chanced to hear of the Circle of Malleus? I would think not, few have. But there was once a time when the faith flourished, the oldest known religion in the Twins, and though its popularity eventually waned on Storm, hints of its dogma remain embedded in more modern faiths such as the Crystalline Orthodox.
Wait, you said it waned on Storm. What of Ash?
Religious monuments are often torn down or repurposed when new faiths rise to prominence. But if no new faith arose, then perhaps the ancient temples might still stand. And so, you see now why I must accompany you to Waloed.
It would appear the past still has much to teach us, though in this case, it would not have been possible without the musings of Moss. To think that you carried a copy of my old mentor's chronicles all along. I am relieved to discover it in good hands.
I shall guard it with my life.
Joshua, if you're finished here, join me in the ale hall. I need to speak to everyone before we leave.
Right away.
Can we do other things before we do, though?
Mid said I could ride the Enterprise.
It looked like we can. Damn it, I should have just exited. Not gonna lie, that seemed a bit weird.
My apologies.
Had to go to the little boy's room.
By now you've all heard where we're going and why. So I won't bother you with the boring details, only the important ones. If we attempt to approach Stone here by sea, there's a good chance we'll be sighted and fall prey to the capital's artillery. So instead, we'll disembark on the southwest coast and make for Drake's Spine on foot. I say we, but it's highly likely the entirety of Ash is under the rule of Ultima. A large party would only attract unwanted attention, as well as slow our march and require supplies which may be difficult to obtain. Only Joshua and I will be going. And a scout. Preferably a good one. Gav, do you know of any?
Wow.
Bet your ass I do.
Wow.
Might still borrow some of Lady Vivian's maps, though. Just in case, like.
Once you've dropped us off at the Shadow Coast, you need to retreat into neutral waters, fly merchant colors, and stay inconspicuous. If you sense any danger at all, you leave us behind and return to Storm.
Inconspicuous is my middle name. But like hell am I leaving anyone behind?
I thought it was Madolda.
The ship ain't going nowhere till your scurvy mugs are smiling on deck.
Jill, the Enterprise will appear a tempting target for royalists and pirates alike. You're to stop anyone boarding.
Don't worry. I'll keep the ship and her crew.
I mean, at least Jill is going to be a part of this.
Passage home, after all.
But very well.
If there are no questions, I'll see you all at the docks.
What about Otto? What's Otto doing? Is Otto just like listening to people? Is that it?
Let me know when you're leaving. I want a word before you go. Of course.
So here's a question: more story or get all the subquests out of the way? Because it seems like we can now.
I am certain we will find what we seek in Ash, and learn the truth of Ultima's origins.
this might be a bad decision to go for an S-class rank, S-class hunt now, but I feel like now is the only time I'm going to be able to do both of them.
Thank goodness you're back. Talia looks like she's about to collapse.
Is this what you needed?
Yes, it is. Thank you, Clive. I'm loath to give a patient Alicia, but Talia's right. Sometimes it's all we can do. A single dose dulls even the most agonizing pain, and all other sensation with it. It may be a gentle way to die, but it is death nonetheless. I wish there was another way.
How are you feeling?
Light, mid-here. Drifting on waves.
Good. Just relax. Let the waves carry you to a better place.
Thank you, Talia. I'm so proud of you.
Oh. So that's who that was.
He's gone. Thank you, Rodrigo. And you, Clive.
I'll see that he's properly laid to rest.
The man you helped today was my mentor, back in the Southern Isles, on the front lines of some meaningless war. I was still a child when they shipped me to their triage tents, to treat the wounded with my gift. But in such blighted lands, I was next to useless. Until he taught me the true physicker's art, that is.
An art we would be lost without.
Tears of mercy were his gift to the bearers of the world. A respite from the agony of the curse's end.
And a kindness Sid would have approved of.
You know as well as I what life is like for a bearer soldier. Marched from one battle to the next, never knowing which might be your last. A commander may care nothing for the bearer spent in his service. But my mentor's gift gave the dying one fleeting moment of tranquility before the end. I've no tears left, Clive. I've seen too many of my friends taken. Something needs to change. And we need to be the ones to change it.
And we will. I promise.
I hope so.
Da 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 da. Yo.
Your Grace. My Lord Marquis.
Yote, is anything the matter? You seem troubled. Perhaps I might be able to help.
My lord. Yes. Perhaps you might. It's your brother. His condition continues to worsen, though he does his best to hide it. The lesion on his chest pains him more with each passing day.
I had feared as much.
There are certain elixirs which can ease the suffering of those afflicted by the curse, but His Grace's case is severe. The drafts I have been able to prepare for him thus far have ceased to have any real effect. So I consulted with Talia and certain of my comrades among the Undying about the possibility of finding something stronger. And thankfully, a recipe was found. The only problem being that the critical ingredient is exceptionally hard to come by, and our supplies are almost exhausted. Unless we can secure more soon, your brother's anguish will likely become unbearable. My lord, I know that I have no right to make demands of you. But would you help? For Joshua's sake.
We do anything for him.
For Joshua. Anything.
Thank you, my lord.
So, what is this critical ingredient?
A rare herb by the name of stonerwort. It grows only where the ether is densest. The vigor it stores in its stems helps to counteract the curse. We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, yet more ether has erupted from the earth there recently, leaving the whole area flooded. The search continues for a new source. One that we might reach without being turned.
So it's only that you can't reach it. The stonerwort itself is unharmed by the flood.
Well, yes, but...
Then I shall go in your stead.
But, my lord...
You've yet to find another source, correct? So for now, the aqueduct is our best hope. Besides, I'm a dominant. The ether can't hurt me.
Yay.
Well, if you're sure, my lord. Stonerwort is easily identified by its blood-red blooms. Search around the aqueduct, and you're sure to find some soon enough. I shall remain here and prepare the other ingredients.
Good job, yo. We're saving Private Joshua. I swear to God,
How do you split the sea?
this blacksmith has more side quests than anything else.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of pep here, folks, and all.
These days.
I am certain we will find what we seek.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them.
So let's get all these started and then we can try and get to the story a bit.
Heard the bad news then, did you?
What bad news?
About Dravost. Blackthorn's old haunt. With the forge and all that. Well, anyway, the mine's just down the road from there, are spewing out ether like no one's business.
Oh, okay, no, that makes sense.
And the village?
Safe from the flood for now, but they've got other problems. Akashic. Every creature in the area is either turned or on the way to turning, apparently. Zoltan and the others are living on borrowed time. They need help, and quick. Doris sent a few curse breakers to keep an eye on things, but there's only so much a couple of scouts can do. Except get eaten. If something ain't done soon, the old place will be overrun.
I won't let that happen.
Didn't think you would.
Does Blackthorn know?
I thought it might be better if he didn't. He'd only do something stupid. You reckon we should tell him?
No. It's better this way.
Yeah, well, I can't stand about knowing what's happening out there, so I'm off. I'll see you in Dravost.
Yay! We're actually saving him without actually having to speak to Blackthorns and his grumpy old gitty attitude. Okay, is there any other ones that I don't know about? There's one on the reading table.
My Lord Marquis, I heard about Eastpool.
that some of my fellow Guardians are to build a new home there, both for themselves and for Madame Martha's bearers. Is it true?
It's true. The village is to be rebuilt.
I have many fond memories of Eastpool. When I was a child, we would visit my aunt and uncle often. They would lavish attention upon me as if I were the son they never had. I went to see Aunt Hannah after my uncle passed away, but not nearly as often as I should have.
Oscar, I'd like you to assist Sir Wade in the rebuilding efforts.
But my lord, my training is not yet complete. I couldn't possibly...
Yes, you can.
I warned you I might not be the easiest of masters, but I'm not as hard-hearted as that. Go. Be with your aunt. Rebuild her home. Is what she would have wanted.
Yes, my lord.
Aww.
Thank you, my lord.
So you can get like extra dialogue if you find certain people. I didn't realize that was Oscar anyway. About the other day. Sorry, this is Otto's voice, isn't it? So he's got to sound gruff and unnecessary. I'll have you know I ain't never shed a tear in front of no one, not even my mother. And you won't soon catch me doing that like again. So if it pleases your lordship, we can both forget about the whole damn thing. The Cid I chose to follow all them years ago is gone, and there ain't no dragging him back from the depths of whatever hell he's talked his way into. But his legacy, that lives on. In you, and everyone else here at the Hideaway. Sure as the sky is blue. At least, I think it's still blue. And as long as it is, I'll be right here, where you can count on me, Otto. And I and the other Cursebreakers have grown concerned regarding the well-being of our captain, despite the apparent unrest her recent investigations have visited upon her. Lady Doris refused all of offers of assistance.
There's no way of knowing if Doris will confide in me.
That was stupid. I actually ended it before I actually read the whole thing. Self-determination. Let me read this. Let me finish reading this one anyway. If it is not too much trouble, I would ask you to speak with the captain and learn about why our troubles are so deeply. And tales makes for Clive. There's but one crystal left need cracking, and but one man who can do it. See that you don't miss.
The stew's awfully thin.
We gotta save Joshua first, then go beat up an S rank monster, and then something else.
Where are you?
Can I help you, Sid?
I'm looking for Doris. Is she here?
I'm afraid not. She's at Martha's Rest on a job. My job, actually. When she heard what the mission was, she insisted on going herself. Alone.
Did she? What was the mission?
Following up on some new information. Once they'd settled in, the bearers you helped liberate in the Dragon's Eyrie were keen to talk about their imprisonment. And about their captor.
The slaver Cole's team were tracking when they were attacked by the Beastmen. I'll go and find her. She's at Martha's Rest, you say?
If she's not moved on already, yes. I hope everything's all right.
Would Doris insist on going alone? Maybe Cole was right to be worried.
Okay. Press all of them active. Okay. Rekindling the flame. Oh, so we have to come here anyway. Okay. What's happening here? Lines in the sand. Tabor. Trading places 2. Duty Undying. Blacksmith's Blues. Lines in the sand. Self-determination. Phoenix Thyself. Under new management. Northreach. Okay, we've got quite a few of these here. So I think we'll spend some time getting these done, and hopefully it won't affect timing of things. But there is a fight I do need to do. Oh, it's here. Okay. So I can deal with Northreach first, and then go to Kernorvent and deal with the fight. Maybe I'll do the hunt at the end. But let's get the easy ones out of the way. At least the ones we can fix fairly quickly. Oh, it's because they're both here. They're both in the same location. Alright, so here's what we'll do. I think if we start here, we should get to where we need to be. Because we can skip to different sections fairly fast. Ambrosia! Whee! All right, yeah, this is the pit.
The aqueduct. Now to find our stonewort. Yote mentioned blood-red petals. Just my luck. Well, I won't be picking anything till they're gone. There's only one thing for it.
This is terrible. Just burn it up. I've forgotten that this is not Garuda anymore. I actually don't know what happened to the other two. I think they just died.
Nice try.
Need to get used to this. Firing my laser! Oh, you can change it. This should be death now. It can't be any more easier than this. Bye.
Here it is. Better collect as much as I can before reinforcements arrive.
That's 3.
Right. That should do it. Let's get
Well, apparently there's another one. Okay, so that's 1 down. Then go here.
Dora should be somewhere nearby. Assuming she's still here.
Just because the heavens have gone to rack and ruin.
Nearly done.
You know, I've never actually been to this part of town. That's the Villamager.
The world seems to be changing so fast lately I can hardly keep up. But what I do know is that there's more bad news than good. You can tell that just by looking.
I've got greens of all shapes and sizes. Colours too.
Looking for
Mostly
shelter,
green
are you?
though.
Come on inside, I'll introduce you to mine.
Have I gone crazy again?
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Oh, 1,000 Akashic jars.
So that's too far.
Think we're all of us glad to see the bearers and the guardians find a home for themselves over in Eastpool. Not least because it feels like we finally got ours back. And for that, I can't thank you enough.
I'm not finding much luck finding her. So I'm gonna first talk to Lady Martha.
Ah, Clive, I was just about to send for you. I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in Eastpool. Seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they started growing their own food. I'll keep providing them with whatever they need in the meantime, of course. But if Eastpool's going to survive, it's got to be able to fend for itself. As have those poor bearers. They've lived their whole lives in servitude, but now they're their own masters. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. So it's up to us to teach them. And if you're wondering why you, well, the wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports of Akashic around the village of late. Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it, but I think even he's starting to worry. And if he's likely to share those concerns with anyone, it's you.
Alright, I get it.
All right.
Thanks. Wouldn't ask if I didn't have to. There. That should be enough to keep him in Gazal Greens for a few years at least.
Gazal Greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy, they grow fast, and they fill a hole. Better that than something that'll wither away at first frost. And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get Eastpool back on its feet, I mean all of us. They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right, and they're just about bearable.
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. And if he don't, well, I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
Martha, are you into Sir Wade by any chance?
Just because the heavens have gone to rack and ruin, it don't mean we have to. Now, let's get this stall set out.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
It's not that person.
Want to know how to tell if the world's going to rack and ruin? Look for busy bladesmiths.
Good point.
I've got greens of all shapes and sizes.
I feel like I'm
Colours
missing her.
too. Mostly green though.
Can say she's here. But I feel like I keep missing her. Also, that's really annoying. Self-determination. Is it inside a house? Is it inside a house? Could be.
Can't say it wasn't a relief to see the better part of the Guardians finally taking their leave. We barely had room to breathe, what with them and us and all the others all crammed in together.
So every time I walk in the center, nothing appears.
The world seems to be changing so fast lately, I can hardly keep up.
I get this feeling that she's down at the bottom. And it's just really awkwardly timed. Like, she's actually down on that side. At least this makes it easier for me to, like, travel to.
We've got a few rooms going spare now.
Steel!
The Kashyyyks ain't like Imperials or bandits. They don't hatch plans
No? Why the hell can I not find Doris? Alright, fine. I'm gonna go to the next one. Because I'm not having much luck with this. I really am not. You'd think I would be, but I'm having a bit of struggle finding Doris when I need her. There you go.
I heard the Guardian saying we're supposed to grow our own food.
The victuals Martha sends us are more than enough for me.
Ah, Lord Rossfield. What brings you to Eastpool? A delivery from Martha.
These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat fields, but they'd long since gone to seed, only without the seeds.
Martha was hoping you might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend these, so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on Martha's charity as we do. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves, bearers and Guardians alike.